Hi, it's Steve Torsa here, the founder of Wholesale Investor and Capital HQ. So for the month of March, we actually launched a special offer. It's our second birthday for Capital HQ. And if you know the history of Capital HQ, it was all designed about how do we streamline and simplify the process for founders, fund managers, investors when it comes to capital engagement. And we did something very unique when we launched, and we were one of the first ones to ever, and I think still today, to provide access to our investor ecosystem, which is one of the hardest parts for many people going through their capital raising journey. Now, our March special offer closes in a few days. So, what I want to do is I want to take you through exactly what you receive as part of that special offer, because quite a few people have been sending me emails and asking questions about it. So, if you're raising capital right now, or you're planning to in the next 12 months, you know that the hardest part isn't the pitch deck. In fact, it's a frustrating part, but you know it's not the hardest part. One of the hardest parts that comes to raising capital is the engagement process, the follow ups, the keeping 20, 50, 100 investors warm when you're also trying to run your business, right? It can be distracting, it costs you time, and sometimes it can even impact your business. Most founders lose deals not because an investor said no, but often because they went quiet. They stopped following up and life just got in the way. They got busy with the different things they're across. And we also know that they have multiple opportunities that are coming across their desk every day. Often it's not the ability, it's not the opportunity, it's the bandwidth. And often it really does come down to the messaging. So here's what we've built, and here's what the offer includes. First, it includes lifetime Capital HQ access. So you pay once and you have the platform until the day you actually exit your business. Deal rooms, investor matching, capital raising intelligence, the simplified and streamlined approach that we've actually built inside of Capital HQ, you have that until the day you exit your business. So whether it's 3 years, 5 years, or 10 years, you can utilize the software for that process. It becomes your capital raising source of truth. Secondly, we're giving you first access to our Capital HQ beta engagement agent. And what's so important about that, and we've already seen it with a lot of the companies that we're working with, is it will transform the way that you think about your own capital raising. In the first month of your onboarding, a lot of the thing that you've actually spent months and trying to refine and trying to get right, it just simply does it for you. So all the base materials regarding your pitch deck, your summary, your positioning statements, your competitor mapping, your frequently asked questions, the potential tough questions that investors may ask you, all that sort of stuff, we help you build in the first month so that you don't have to think about it and you can get on with actually building your business. And then following that, we give you 24 months access to our Capital HQ agent. Now, we're getting very close to the release of this. And I know for many of you, this will be an absolute game changer. The way we've built the actual product is designed to be your capital raising strategist, number one, and your investor relations specialist, number two. And the reason for that is because we know that often when you're trying to run your business, capital raising can be an afterthought. Whereas we want you to have that always on infrastructure that's empowering your capital raise from day one. And more importantly, it's about how do you stay on top of your investor engagement? Because what a lot of people don't think about when they're raising money is there's a lot of pressure that actually sits on your shoulders. All the different things you've got to manage, the fires you've got to put out, the customers you've got to engage with, the stakeholders you've got to manage, that all becomes a challenge. And sometimes capital raising can get missed. Whereas this is designed that it's always there for you working in the background, because we know that one lost investor could be the difference between 50, 100, or a 500K investment into your business. And the truth is, you'll never really know about it because at some stage they simply lost interest because you went out of their top of mind thought process. This is designed to be that always on top of mind engagement process. And I tell you, we have built it from my 17 years of IP in this space, right? And it's designed to make sure, and I'm fortunate enough that in building this IP, I've worked with some of the best investment bankers, corporate finance specialists, and of course, I've raised capital for my own business. Many have actually seen me do that, right? So how can you have this always on infrastructure for yourself going forward? You get 24 months access to that. So for a small investment, for many of you, the result could be the difference in an additional 100K, 500K. Some of you may be multiple $1 million investment into your actual company. That's the difference that the right communication strategy can have in your business. Thirdly, we're providing access to our investor ecosystem. Capital HQ now has over 25,000 investors inside our platform. You will have access to that as part of your subscription because what's really interesting is you see out there people put out different lists and they've typically got a few hundred people in it. Well, we've built 25,000. We've been doing this for 17 years. We've been building, what Capital HQ, whilst it's its second birthday, it's been building its own investor database now for the last 5+ years. You have access to that as part of your subscription, right? And as I always say to people, the always be raising mindset is all about making sure that you're always engaging new investors in your business and keeping them on top of your progress. Well, you're going to have access to them as part of that. Fourth is something very special to me. You probably would have noticed in the last few years, we've been doing a lot more business education content. And the reason for that is purely simple. I'm a founder myself, you're a founder, and the way, or you're a fund manager, and the way we've always thought about it is that ultimately you just want to be successful. So we've built the Velocity Conference to give you access to two of what I think is the most important things going forward. Firstly is AI execution. One of the people that's been very instrumental for me over the last, probably year and a half now is Ken Shaw. Ken has actually built and exited two businesses in Silicon Valley, and he's an AI expert. He works with Fortune 500 companies, with sovereigns, with governments, with quite various, and also with a lot of family office and fund managers as well in what he does. And he's actually helping them execute AI agents across their business. What's even better about the way he operates is he gives people the frameworks about exactly how they can actually do it in their business. So day one of Velocity is all about AI execution, because the truth is, if you get your AI execution right, you can 10x yourself as an individual. And that's super important when it comes to building an efficient and a scaling business going forward. The second day is going to be around how to utilize AI when it comes to your capital raising. Now, for me, I had to do it out of necessity 3 years ago. Now it's just become ingrained into how we operate as a company. We are now achieving more as a company with 1/4 the amount of people of what we had beforehand, right? And we want to basically impart some of the lessons that we've learned in that process, the exact tools we're using in the frameworks, so that you can leverage that for your own business as well, right? Not just in the operation side, but also in the capital engagement part. And also as part of it, we'll be helping you structure your own agent as well for your own capital raising, leveraging off our IP in the process. And to go above and beyond that, I realize that all of you want to have a successful exit. Last year, we put on the Business Exit Summit, and it was 2 days of nonstop of all the different parts. I'm talking about people that have helped facilitate over 2,000 exits in their journey. The fund managers that actually back companies that are going to exit. The buyers that are actually buying the businesses. The strategic acquirers. We had absolutely everyone in the room. So, and the best for you is that we actually film the entire thing. So you'll actually get access to that content library as part of it. One simple idea could mean the ultimate difference in millions of dollars worth of value that you extract for your business. And best of all, we're going to be giving you that framework that you can utilize for your own structuring as you actually go build your business, and then also set yourself up for an exit as well. So that comes part of this package too. So to summarize, they're the four essential components of what's included in the lifetime special access offer. And the truth is, I don't know what else I can add value to help you have a successful and fulfilling outcome with your business, whether it be from the capital raising side, whether it be from the acceleration of your operation activities inside of your business, and then as well the strategies to actually achieve a successful exit. It is a unique offer. It's because we have access to unique IP and we have access to unique people. So I appreciate that that you get busy and every single day you're fighting, to build the success of what the vision you imagine for your business. We want to provide you with the AI execution, the AI agents, the tools, the framework, the knowledge, and also the access to the people that can actually help make that happen. That is all part of this. And the reason why we cannot do this again, this is a one-time offer that we can't do because the economics just will not make sense going forward. This is a special offer for founding members who are looking to participate in that. We do have some additional options for companies that are looking to be more aggressive in their raise or looking to be more active as far as things like dedicated emails or promoted and hosted information sessions. All that sort of stuff is actually covered on the page. But for you, I'll say just the core foundation of what we're providing this special offer is an absolute must have. It will change the way you think about your capital raise. And the truth is, the difference between what you're communicating to someone 1 month from now versus what you're communicating to them today can make your life a whole lot easier. I've seen it so many times over the years when someone gets their positioning statements right when it comes to their business, how to frame their business, the actual strategy to run with their capital raise. All that stuff can make a difference. And then also providing the access to the investor ecosystem as well. All that stuff can make a massive difference to the ultimate outcome of your business. So I strongly encourage you, take advantage of our founding member offer. We will not be providing this again. This is your tool, your IP, your opportunity to basically take advantage of this from now until the day that you exit your business. So make sure you take advantage of our lifetime access offer. The details on how to participate are below. If you're an Australian or New Zealand company, have been around for over 12 months, we do have options around for a payment plan option, which is over 4 or 6 months. So that can assist you from the cash flow side. But I tell you, I could not make this offer any easier for you to participate in. So make sure you take advantage of it. It means that ultimately it is not just going to be, for this raise coming up that you're doing, but really for every raise going forward. We want to be the ones that are helping you make those incremental differences in your business that takes the weight off the shoulders that you can't see, that you can't touch, and that are frustrating you and it's hard to articulate it to others. We want to take that off your shoulders as part of this offer and as part of this approach that we're doing. So the details on below are how to participate. You've seen all the various success stories of all the companies that we've worked with, right? You've seen the difference we've made in many of founders' lives in their own journey. We want this to be part of your experience as well with working with us. So take advantage of the lifetime access. It closes on March 31st. We will not be offering it again. You get all the things I outlined before as far as lifetime access to Capital HQ, 24 months access to our Capital HQ agent. You get access to the beta version, which we're actually going to be hand holding you through the process, almost like a concierge service in helping you build out all the foundational material that you're going to need for your capital raise. And also, most importantly, the positioning statement that will make an absolute difference when you converse with investors. And it's whether you're speaking to high net worth or family office investors, or whether you're speaking to institutional investors, it has that ability to assist you with that. Likewise, if you're a fund manager as well, the actual strategy for that consistent engagement, that building relationship with investors is all designed into the framework of the agent. So details are below. Take advantage of the offer. I look forward to speaking with you soon.